Hey, Major Moxie here. I'm right outside of Death Valley, found some little ghost ruins of a mine. I'm gonna check this out. It is cold today.
If you're new to my channel, I'm Major Moxie. I do just different stuff. So if you want to keep coming back for weird but a good time, hit that subscribe button. I would love it. I appreciate you and thank you. Yesterday's plan to camp on the slabs right outside of Death Valley, well, that changed when the rainstorm blew in and I realized I forgot my tent stakes. So we drove down to Beatty, and luckily they had a room at the inn. Headed south for some warmer weather, and this weather has definitely caught up to us with a cold storm. It has found us. It is not summer yet. Spring's almost around the corner, and I can't wait.
Hey, Major Moxie here. I'm right outside of Death Valley, found some little ghost ruins of a mine. I'm gonna check this out. It is cold today. Oh, yesterday I was hot and being sunburnt. Today I'm cold. This is It is a brisk morning. At least the sun is out.
I can't believe how cold it is today, Dirt.
Yeah, it's really cold and a lot of wind. The wind just keeps getting colder and colder, it seems. And we're down further south, but that doesn't make any difference. It's still cold.
I thought it was a ghost, just some creepy dude. Crazy how many windows there are in this building. That is amazing, because normally there's how many windows?
Yeah, usually you're lucky if you find maybe 2 windows, front and one maybe on the side. But this building has windows all the way around it.
Why don't they have more windows in buildings, Dirt?
Glass was expensive, and then it would be break, and it was hard to come by.
Looks like a one-bedroom fixer-upper to me.
It's hard to envision these ghost towns lively with jobs. There's nothing out here but desert. Now the lively jobs are the dispensaries and the grow houses. You drive the highways, there's nothing out here but all of a sudden a dispensary. It's the stamp mill of 2024. You have Dry Lake, you got Death Valley, you have Durkee, and a dilapidated mill stamp. What a beautiful day. This is definitely more like it. Little tiny shack with no windows, just a door, and a stove to keep them warm. The desert definitely is an environment that helps these ruins last as long as they can. Anywhere else it'd probably be washed away, molded, flooded. Here they're preserved. Look at that wood. It looks almost brand new.
Hey, Major Moxie here. I'm hanging out right outside Death Valley. It's some old mine ruins. It is windy. It is cold today. The last few days have been so hot and sunny. Minus some rainstorms. Today I'm freezing.
Actually, it's not a mine. It's an old stamp mill that serviced 3 mines nearby. And then after that ceased to exist, it started working on smelting ore for a short period while the railroad was running out here. I've seen some old historical photos of this old stamp mill, and it was covered in all this corrugated aluminum. I'm sure it's definitely been reused and recycled. There's only a few panels left, and I don't see them out here in the desert. It is so windy out here. It doesn't matter I have a special mic with a sock on it. This wind noise is hideous. But anyway, crazy to think that this old ruins had way more activity since Scotty's Castle's Junction Road has been closed from the floods and the fire. I don't think this area has seen too much traffic. Supposedly the road's supposed to be open by the end of June 2025. Hopefully we will be able to check out the castle that they've been rebuilding and refurbishing back to its original state. I've never been to Scotty's Castle in Death Valley, and as for today, this is as close as I'm gonna get. Let me just pretend this was someone's castle. It definitely helps being tiny and limber. I can squeeze myself into some of the most dangerous, tight corners. And then I can go kick it in some of that toxic dirt from the washout plant. Like I mentioned earlier, this was originally just a stamp mill, crushing all that ore for the local mines nearby. And then when it switched over to a ore processing, they were smelting stuff and melting things. Not quite sure. Three of these vats all running into one catch-all. I'm sure it's not toxic. Probably perfectly healthy to be playing around here. In the smelting process, they need all the extra metal they can get to bond to the precious metals that they're trying to collect. Look at all these rotting, rusting screws and bolts down here. There's a little slag left over. I think they might have been processing iron ore. Hey Dirk, do you know anything about Bonnie Claire? I have no idea what's going on out here. I see a dry lake bed over there. What is this about?
Yeah, over across the playa, there's supposed to be a racetrack of rocks, kind of similar to the one that's in Death Valley, but a lot easier to get to. Well, next time when we're to Bonnie Claire, we'll have to go take a look at it.
I can't believe how cold it is today, Dirk.
Yeah, it's really cold and a lot of wind. The wind just keeps getting colder and colder, it seems. And we're down further south, but that doesn't make any difference. It's still cold.
Right on the other side of the road, there's grave sites. There's a house with quotes in it. We're not going to make it there today. That might have to be another video for another excursion next time we're out here. Maybe when the junction to Scotty's Castle opens. How lucky are we that we live in the barren desert of Nevada? We can check out ghost towns, and then right afterwards find ourselves in natural hot springs to enjoy and warm ourselves back up. Right outside of Goldfield, I'm going to collect for some gems also. There's a rock hounding forest nearby, but I have to warm up first. It warms my heart to see that everyone and the locals are keeping this hot springs clean. Look at that water quality. Everyone's scrubbing the tubs, keeping the trash up. It's just beautiful out here. First time I was brought here by some locals over 30 years ago, it was in the dark at night, and they told me about how cows used to fall into this pond and that they really did not like to swim in here because of the dead carcasses. But I'm sure these fish love to devour any dead carcasses that fell in here. And then a few years back, I saw some visitors come, and the man jumped right into this pond and started swimming before he realized the hot springs were just up on the hill a little bit. I was dreading wondering what he might be stepping on. Any skulls? Ooh, wild burros drinking. Make sure you guys are really careful on the roads. We have wild burros out in Goldfield. You got those burros down in Beatty. Just be careful while you're driving.